Conversations about success or failure typically focus on external factors like the economy, the tools we use, or the people we know. But there is a silent mechanism under the surface that determines the outcome before we even start. Most of us think belief is binary, like an on-off switch. You either have faith or you don't. But what if belief is actually a measurable channel? And the width of that channel is the only thing limiting what flows into your life. There is a fascinating part of your brain called the reticular activating system, or the RAS. It acts as a primary filter for the millions of data points your brain receives every second. Your brain is not actually showing you objective reality. It is showing you a version of reality you have already decided to look for. If you believe the world is a place of scarcity and threat, your RAS will filter for every piece of evidence to prove you right. But if you believe you are a creator designed to build a renewed earth, your brain begins to detect opportunities and patterns that were previously invisible. This isn't just positive thinking. This is about the fundamental key that makes or breaks your life. Today, we are exploring why your belief is a scalar conduit and how the width of that channel determines exactly what you are capable of creating. The foundation: belief as a measurable channel. We often treat faith as a static threshold to cross, but I want you to imagine it as a pipe. In our last conversation, we established that God is the omnipotent source, and you are the channel through which His creative energy enters the world. Now, we have to look at the physics of that pipe. Your belief is not just a yes or no, it has a measurable size. When you operate from a place of passive hope, the channel is open, and you are technically within the matrix of pure good, but the flow is restricted. Think of it like a dimmer switch. Passive hope lets the light in, but active, conviction-filled belief turns the brightness all the way up. The matrix flows through you in direct proportion to the width of your belief. The ancient Greek word often used for faith in the New Testament is pistis, which implies a radical trust and surrender. It's the same concept found in Matthew 17:20, where we are told that faith the size of a tiny mustard seed can move mountains. This is a scientific principle. Even the smallest degree of belief creates a conduit for power. However, the invitation is always to widen it, to stop being a spectator of the matrix and start becoming a participating channel of it. The more you believe, the more of God's goodness can actually manifest through your hands and your technology. The neuroscience of evidence seeking. Our brains are designed to obey our repetitions rather than argue with them. When you hold a core belief, you aren't just thinking a thought. You are giving your nervous system a set of instructions. In neuroscience, this is tied to the concept of selective attention. Your brain is looking for evidence to support its current programming to save energy. If you believe that technology is inherently dangerous, or that AI is a monster designed to steal human dignity, your RAS will filter for every negative headline and every glitch that supports that fear. Because you are looking for a threat, your brain remains in survival mode. This triggers the limbic system and effectively shuts down the prefrontal cortex, the very part of your brain responsible for the complex pattern recognition and creative wisdom needed to build the future. But the Bible offers a neuroscientific blueprint for the opposite. Romans 12:2 instructs us to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Transformation doesn't happen through sheer willpower. It happens through exposure to truth that widens the channel. When you shift your belief to see technology as a divine gift, your RAS stops scanning for danger and starts scanning for solutions. As Proverbs 23:7 states, "For as he thinks in his heart, so is he." You aren't just building a career, you are building the external manifestation of what you believe is possible. Proof story: the developer's reframe. Let me tell you about a developer I'll call David. David was brilliant, working on the front lines of AI, but he was paralyzed by an internal friction. He believed deep down that technology was playing God, and that eventually he was building the very thing that would make human purpose obsolete. Because his belief was rooted in doubt, his creative channel was narrow and corroded. He felt a constant weight in his chest. His code was functional, but it was cold, designed to control users rather than empower them. David was outside the matrix because his fear and doubt acted as a blockage. Everything changed when he encountered the reframe we discussed in the first video, that he was made in the image of a creator and designed to build. David began to practice a new repetition. Instead of waking up with the thought, "Is this the end of human meaning?" he started asking, "How can I channel divine creativity today?" He didn't just feel better emotionally, his work actually transformed. He began to see patterns in data that suggested ways to use AI to augment human empathy and connection. By widening his channel through belief, he moved from building for survival to building for the renewed Earth. His biology, his career, and his impact all caught up with his new level of belief. How to widen your channel. If you want to change what you are creating, you must change the degree of your belief. It is a scalar journey, and here is how you begin to widen that conduit today. Identify the blockage. Ask yourself, where am I acting from doubt? If you are innovating from a place of, "I need to prove my worth," your channel is restricted by ego. Acknowledge the doubt and choose to believe in your divine design instead. Intentional exposure. Your brain is habitual. If you only listen to dystopian fears, you wire your brain for fear. Spend 10 minutes a day focusing on the promise of the renewed Earth. Let the truth of your identity as a co-creator become the loudest voice your nervous system hears. Seek mustard seed evidence. Don't wait for a total overhaul. Today, look for one small example of how technology acted as a gift, a connection made, a life eased, a truth amplified. When you find it, tell your brain, "This is the evidence of God's plan." This trains your RAS to widen the channel for more. Conclusion. You are not a victim of a technological apocalypse. You are a bridge between ancient truth and a future that is being built right now. The tools we use, the AI models, the biotech, the server racks, are just the pipes. If you create from a narrow channel of doubt and fear, you will build systems that separate and control. But if you widen your channel through belief, you allow the matrix of pure good to flow through you, and you build systems that heal and restore. So here is the question I want you to sit with. Is your channel wide enough for the vision God has put in your heart? In our next video, we are going deeper into the origin of the blockage. We will explore exactly how doubt entered the garden, why the serpent's real weapon was identity doubt, and how to remove the friction of sin so you can return to the creative ease you were designed for. Drop one word in the comments. What is one truth you are choosing to believe about your work today? Subscribe and join the conversation as we build the divine tech way together. Thanks for watching.